Be serious. Good morning, sir.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to another day of our business management skills training session. I'm excited to welcome each and every one of us from every part of the world you're connected to. You know, today's lesson has a lot to offer us. Very commonly misplaced tidbits in business communication. And you know what? Addressing us today is the chairman of the board of Dsap. I will quickly share my screen with you as I present him to join us in this morning's ministration.
I wake up with a smile each day. Positive for my mindset, oh no. Put this smile on somebody's face in my own little way. And I go there for you, my brother. No need to feel alone. Go there for one another. But this is journey where we dey. You know, say I'll be here for you. And I go there for you, my sister. You no need to shake. We go there for one another. For this journey where we dey. I go there for you. You go there for me too. When you go, I
We are a family, always there for one another. Join us. D-Star, raising role models.
Good morning. My name is Patrick Oluide. The reason behind having this session inside your just learning skills is because in the 21st century, just knowing how to do a trade or knowing how to sew or how to make cake, it's no longer enough. There is need to do more. And so if you accept this background, you would appreciate the fact that what we are doing, it's just the tip of the iceberg, like just scratching the surface, meaning whatever topic that is treated under this business management skills session, it is important for each and every one of us to go back and see how we can build our skills in these areas. So today, my attention is supposed to be on communication skills. Communication skills. One of the most essential skills that any of us will need for life, not just for business, is the ability to communicate effectively. I once read a book that was written by some guy, I can't remember his name now, and the book is called The Likeability Factor. The essence of the book was that for people to do business with you, most of the time, they must like you. So there's a saying that says that people buy emotionally and then they use their logic to justify their emotional buying. Meaning, if I like you, I buy from you. And sometimes I may not even have explanation for why I'm buying from you. That's the woman down the road. No, she's so good. What she's selling is exactly what the next store is selling, but you like that woman. And so, if you're going to be successful in business, and take it serious because I'm a business consultant and I've been a business consultant for going 2 decades now. So if I'm telling you, I'm not joking. I help businesses survive and stay alive. That's what I do for a living. So if anybody is going to not just survive, but thrive in business, it is important for that person to pay attention to being liked. Not because you want to deceive people, but people need to like you for them to buy from you. Now, one of the essential skills that attract people to you, it's your ability to communicate effectively. Your ability to communicate effectively. Now, when you say effective communication, let's break it down. Effective. That presupposes the fact that it is possible for your communication not to be effective. So you can, and what that is saying is that we are always communicating. Human beings communicate. Communication is an essential aspect of our lives. So none of us can stop without communicating. So if your communication has to be effective, it means that what you desire to say or the message you desire to pass, the intended message, it's exactly the same message that is received at the other end. And I tell you, this is very difficult. It's even very difficult for the best. For what you say to be exactly what the other person is receiving, because there are several factors that could be responsible for making sure that the other person did not receive the message that you want, or exactly the way you want to send it. Some people may even be followed from their village and so on, not to get your message the way it's supposed to be. Let me give you an example. So the woman in the house told the house help, please go to the kitchen and chop the meat. And by the time she went back into the kitchen, there was no meat again. Because chop the meat in English means cut the meat. But in pidgin, it means... So tell me how that guy was wrong. He was not wrong. It was not his... Was it his fault? He cannot go and kill himself by himself. He just carried out the order that was given to him. And so that's exactly how it is. And there are several examples. You could be saying something. You are the only one that is convinced of what you're saying, but what the other person is hearing is different. And the case may even be the same now. I'm just painting this picture for us to see how difficult it is to communicate. So it's a responsibility, it's a task that each and every one of us have to continue to strive, to practice, to get better at doing every day. So there are several factors: emotions, perspectives. People see things differently. For instance, if if you have excited an Indian man and he's saying yes to you, it's busy. Yes. You know what he's saying? He's actually saying yes. Here, when you turn your head, you are saying no. But when he's excited and he's turning his head, he's saying yes. You see, even so, from cultures to culture, from even in the same country, what you will say up north and will make people laugh, when you come down here, they'll be wondering, is he okay? So the point I'm making here is that communication is one of the most difficult acts that you probably want to get involved in or engage in. So I won't like to waste so much of time. I'll share a few ideas like I've started, and then maybe if you have questions, I'll be able to answer. One of the biggest challenges that we have is that our system is already disadvantaged. If you've gone through the Nigerian educational system, you are disadvantaged. I'm sorry. You know why? The Nigerian educational system would only teach you nothing more than 50% of what communication means. So generally, people will say that there are 4 aspects of communication. You have writing, there is reading, there is speaking, and there is listening. Now tell me the truth. How many of these did you get serious training on while you were in the secondary school or in the university? How many? Who said 3? What's the third one? 2. And I can assure you that the 2 even is not complete. So, 1, because you have to write your exams, you have to write them. So you learn writing. But even if we take out what some people write, oh, blood of Jesus, you will not want to read anything again in your life. You know? And then come to reading. You have to read for exams. So you read. But that is not the type of reading we're talking about. So this goes to elocution, diction, knowing words, appreciating vocabulary, and so on. And sincerely, if you again check on so many people, you will see that they are far from it. So the educational system already puts you at a position. So if you go to the university, most likely, if you're doing a research-based project, most likely at the end of the research, that is when, and I think that's when they will ask you to come and defend. And when you are defending your project, do you know the interesting thing? Your supervisor is also defending his reputation. So he has to make sure that whatever the case is, he has passed your paper, that paper has to pass. So even when you are defending, you are not the only one that is defending. Since your supervisor is defending too, there's a problem already. So you are not being grilled the way you're supposed to be grilled. One of the courses that I took philosophy, not in the country. And when it's time to have exams, there are courses that, exam, 100 level, 200 level, professors will sit down and then they'll be asking you questions from anywhere. And then you'll be answering. You will be building your case, your arguments, and so on. So you have to speak. You have to speak. And then the last one where you don't even want to bother at all is the listening. Don't even go there. I don't think there's anybody who has gone through any Nigerian university that can say, I can boast of 2 weeks, put together all the hours that I've spent to learn anything about listening in Nigerian education. There's nothing like that. They don't teach listening. And if there is a communication skill that you need the most, is your ability to listen. Customers will buy from you because you are able to listen more than your ability to talk. So we live in a world where everybody wants to talk, but nobody wants to listen. That's why someone would say that to talk is human, to listen is divine. You need to be God to be, and just take a look at it. Do you see how God is just there, and he hears even what he knows. We keep repeating it, and he listens to everything. But for us, we are naturally wired to talk. So even when the customer is telling you what he wants and he is ready to pay for, you are more concerned about telling the customer that this is my work. I learned this trade. Do you know how long I stayed in Dsap? I have my certificate. And it's can't you see how it is framed? Who are you? What do you know about sewing? What do you know about fabrics? And you know the interesting thing? The best businesses, the best and surviving businesses of today are the ones that start with the customer, because they listen to their customer. Listening is different from hearing. When you hear words come, that's why you hear in class, and then at the end of the day, you still fail exams. There are people who sit in class and they listen, and sometimes they don't even need to read. So listening, again, will take you to understanding. Emotional intelligence will come in. Because when you say you listen to someone, what you're doing is that you're putting yourself in that person's shoe. Empathy, from the Greek word empathos, which means to feel with. So I'm going to add a few more things, considering the fact that communication could be verbal and non-verbal. So your smile, for instance, is communicating. There's a Chinese proverb that says that the one that cannot smile should not open a shop. Because you don't have any reason to be in business if you can't smile. They will be begging you to smile. It's like, no, you have to smile. It's important. Your dressing, too, very, very important, the dress sense. You must have very good dress sense. It's communicating. And that goes also to lipsticks and makeups and so on. The idea behind makeups and cosmetics is so that we don't differentiate it from you, in the sense of it just blends. When you cook your soup and you can separate salt from the soup, or you can separate Maggi, there's something wrong with the soup. A correct soup is the one that you can't differentiate any of the ingredients. That's a soup. So when you do your makeup, the makeup is to make you more beautiful, not to start harassing people. So you're having a business meeting and the person is not listening to anything that you're saying, is just the makeup. You need deliverance. So you need to watch that. And then other things you want to consider is the eating, for instance. If you're doing a meeting over a meal, it's good to learn eating etiquette. Very, very important. My mom those days used to, it's like she plays tennis. She would give you a dirty slap if she hears that your mouth is producing any sound. So those things can turn people off from you, and that's the end of the business. I'm telling you. So you look at things like put some tom-tom in your mouth sometimes, air freshener. If you can, yeah, it's not a bad idea. to freshen the air that comes out of that place. Because when he goes, sometimes it's anointing that breaks the yoke. It just goes. Some other people, when they see you and they want to greet you like this, something just goes, and then it's all those things turn people off from doing business with you. And so they are very, very important for us to pay attention to. If you have a business card, make sure it is simple, neat, and presentable. And then communication even extends to your packaging. So I tell you this story and then I just round up. If you're bidding for a serious business, the way you appear is very, very important. I don't mean you should go and deceive yourself, but you need to consider all of that. I tell you, when I started consulting years ago, so there was this, my first million due was 2.4. So this client introduced me to another client, and then he called me for a meeting. I still remember where his office is, engineering close in VI. And then at that time, there was no ride, no Uber, nothing. So I just jumped on the bike with my coat, not suit coat, and then I went for the meeting. We discussed, and then he agreed. I was to leave, and then he will pay. So I left. When I came downstairs, I just stopped the bike. I didn't even go forward I just stopped the bike. When I sat down, I looked up, I discovered that actually this guy was looking. That was the last time he called me. You know why? Because the message I sent was different from the one in the proposal. So, if it is for your friend to drive you to that place where you would make that deal, your presentation is very, very important for even the business meeting that you're going to have. I like to say that you can't stop working on yourself. It's something that we have to do till we die. As a man I love so much, his name is Jim Rohn. He's of blessed memory now. One of the things he used to say is that success is attracted by the person you become. When you are comfortable with who you are now, you have problem. In fact, there's what we call constructive discontent. You have to continually not that you are sad, but you just feel that you can be better than this. And that happens to communication too. For things to change, you have to change. And lastly, he said, stop looking for better job. He said, better job is looking for better you. I like to wish you the best in all that you'll be doing. Thank you very much.
I wake up with a smile each day. Positive for my mindset, oh no. Put this smile on somebody's face in my own little way. And I go there for you, my brother. No need to feel alone. Go there for one another. For this journey every day. You know, say I'll be here for you. And I go there for you, my sister. You no need to shake. We go there for one another. For this journey every day. I'll be there for you. You go there for me too. When you grow, I grow. When you grow, I grow. Nothing go hold us down.
We are a family, always there for one another. Join us. D-Star, raising role models.
Oh, you're welcome back. I hope you had a great session with my boss there. That's my chairman, Patrick Oluyide. Can we just appreciate Patrick Oluyide? Let's give him some thumbs up. Let's give him some hand clapping electronically. Let's appreciate him. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Patrick. Whenever he comes to us, he comes with very pungent points that help us. All right, please, I want us to pay attention. You know, this message is a bit short, just deliberately. It's not because it didn't have much to say, it's because we will have a lot to talk about after this session. So please do not hurry out. Today is one of the most critical days. I will want to crave indulgence, so please pay attention. Please pay attention. All right? Because when some of you begin to make phone calls, and I will tell you that I'm sorry, please, I will want you to understand. Truly, I wouldn't want that to happen at all. So like I told us, this your program is 70%. Adherence to instructions. So for you to adhere to instructions, you must be attentive to instructions. All right. So today I need to inform us of some of the things I've mentioned earlier on, but they are critical. We are at the winding up days of your program. In fact, tomorrow is your last official academic day. The next thing you'll be doing is submitting your projects, I think Saturday or Sunday, or between Friday and Sunday. I don't know what day they would have given you, because we will need your facilitators to submit on Monday, so that we'll also begin to prepare. It takes us a lot to get all your works assembled and then begin to prepare all the various documentations and approvals to be able to issue certificate. We like to issue certificate from the day of your graduation. It takes us 3 days because it is online, it is programmed, the thing is releasing and it is going to each and every one of you. It takes a minimum of about 3 days to get it achieved. Okay, so I mentioned yesterday that today we will be doing evaluation and our feedback. Please, I want you to pay very serious attention to this because it's important that you must participate in it. Let me tell you, any class that we have less number of evaluation to the number of people graduating, ask the previous diet. I will not send out the certificates until they have done it. This is the only thing you're doing for us that we consider very, very critical, very, very essential. We want you to help us, tell us how much you have done. You evaluate our program itself holistically. Then also evaluate your facilitators, your PMAs. Okay, we have 2 segments of this training. One is business management training, which is the session I just ended. Incidentally, that's the last for this diet. Okay, and then we also have the pastoral guidance, okay, and impartation, which is the one that comes in alternate days. We'll be having the last one also tomorrow. All right, you were expected to evaluate. Tell us what you think about it. Tell us how you feel about it. Okay, you're going to tell us those things you think we are doing right. Be honest, be sincere, be fair. All right, we want to get the honest truth from you. Tell us those things that we're doing right. Why is it important? So that we can learn how to improve on them going forward. Excellence is a journey. It is never a destination. All right, that's our belief in Dsap and also in Dsap. So please, you need to evaluate our programs. You need to tell us how the whole thing is done. There is just a few questionnaires. Let me tell you, if you want to do this question, they want to give us evaluation, it takes you not more than 5 minutes to do it. You're not speaking too much grammar, except in a few places we ask for your opinion. Most of other places you check, okay? You just give us, select a check button, all right? Select and check a button. But please, it will not take you time. We want you to do it as soon as possible today. Let every one of you do it. But before you do it, I need to show you something that's very important. I need to show something that's very, very important, please. Just when you click on the link, oh, Sorry, I clicked on the wrong, I'm sharing the wrong item. All right. Please, when you click, I want to share the right link now, please. Thank you. Yeah, when you click on the link to evaluation, it brings you to our website. That's where your evaluation is hosted. You will come to this page. Every one of you, to know you're doing what is right, once you click on your link, it brings you here. Here you will say select to give the feedback. So if you can see my cursor at this end, there's a drop down button. Just click it. Please don't be in a hurry to run off. There are two different evaluations you're expected to do. The first one is called Dsap main evaluation, which is this. After you have done this and submitted, you will now come back to the same place and then select your skill evaluation. You can see here, every skill here is represented. All the 15 skills we are offering this time is represented. All right. So please, you are expected to now come, assuming you're doing footwear, select footwear. When you open them, it takes you to the form, to the place where you're supposed to fill the form. So please take note once again. You are giving, or you're doing 2 evaluations. Please don't forget. Tell everyone to tell everyone. The number of the evaluations you put, there are 2 of them. They go to different pockets. We will check them. All right. It must be equal in number. The skill evaluation and the program evaluation. The program that we deliberately tag this one, the program evaluation, as Dsap main feedback. Okay, that is what else. What you okay? Maybe I just give you I just open it. All right, it gives you this page. All right, you can see it. This place where that is what you're supposed to fill. All right. That's all. Once you've come here, you submit. And then when you go back, okay, this is still the main feedback. All right, you can now, assuming now your cake is your skill, you can now click on cake. All right, can you see the colors are different? One is red, the other one is blue. Now this is the one that you will feel the things that will, for instance, that has to do, you evaluate your facilitators, you evaluate your PMAs, you evaluate the time, their training methodology, okay, and then you submit. Simple. It is just as simple as that. Please, all of us, anyone who is graduating, you must fill this form for us. That is what it's like. Your give back to us, number 1. We want to this program, this your diet was better packaged, arranged, and managed because your predecessors, your previous students, your previous colleagues also gave us this evaluation on things, appreciated for the things we did well and told us for the things we need to improve on. All right. Secondly, with respect to this evaluation, is that a tag number would have been shared on your platform by now or during your class. A list of all the students who are in class. Everybody who is in class today will likely be on the list of those that will be rounding up this program and not necessarily graduating, because you must have submitted all your assignments and your project and successfully met the requirements of your facilitators before you can graduate. There are two legs to your graduation: your attendance and your classwork. Okay, so please, for you to fill this evaluation form, there is on your list that will be shared today, there is, you see the column that is tagged tag number. Your tag number is like your matriculation number. Your tag number is like your matriculation number. So what do? You activate your tag number by filling this evaluation form. Please pay attention to that. You activate your tag number. You activate your graduation number by filling this evaluation form. That's why on the evaluation form, your tag number is made compulsory. So those of you who refuse to do it, you are also saying you're not a graduating, or you will not be considered as a graduated student of Dsap, even if you completed everything. And our deadline for completing this form, I think it's Thursday. All right. That is second item, the tag number. Third, it's every year we send out our certificates, and certificates will not reach many students. Let me tell you the process it takes. You would have heard me say that when facilitators submit the list, we don't just send lists to you like that. No, when they have submitted the list of those that are graduating, we send it to the church. Our supervising pastor and other authorities will give approval. They are the one, like, it's like our Senate. You know how Senate will approve your result. Approval comes from there. All right. It's not until it's there do we have access to the certificate issuing platform. And that's why every certificate we issue must be equal to the number of those listed as graduating. That's why we don't send the list in batches. No, we send it as one. So that at the end of the day, it's a whole lot, skill by skill, but at the end of the day, somebody who is approving will just see the number of people who are graduating. So that the certificate, our certificate counter at the end of the day must have counted the same number. So if we issue certificate to you and you do not receive it, you're already in a small trouble. You know why? To reissue, we need to write back and get approval and explain why you didn't get it. Our previous experience has shown us that many of you, while you were registering for your skill for this program, made mistake with your emails. You did not receive most of the mails we sent. You just connected by sending mail, and because we try to help you, we say, okay, do that one. And once you resume school, please correct your email. Many of you will not. So please, if you have not received any mail from us through this program, it means that there's a problem. We sent out 4 mails so far. The first mail was the admission letter, the one that came through Eventbrite. That's where we attached your admission letter. The second one was one that talked about your onboarding urgent action. The third one was the one that talked about your induction. Okay, and the fourth one was we call it final call to school resumption. We sent 4 mails. These 4 mails, we arranged and pre-planned every process that was going to make sure that you had a wonderful experience in this program. Many of you didn't read those mails. Please, you must go and check your mails. If you have not received our mails this diet, it means that the email you wrote at the beginning was faulty. That means all the mails we have been sending have been going into the bottomless pit. It will never reach you, and it will never come back to us. So if you don't correct it, rest assured that your certificate will also go into that bottomless pit. And when you write us for the issue from this diet, we charge you 5,000 naira for the hassles. So please, this program is free. We don't want to charge anyone. We don't want to charge anyone anything. But so many of our students take everything for granted and take some of the stresses you're having just with a pinch of salt. So please, we want you to make sure, if you have not received any email, make sure that your email is correct. In fact, if you're doubtful, how are you going to do it? Send a personalized message to your PMA. I'm sure everyone here is on the Telegram group. Get your PMA's Telegram page and send him a message. My name is so and so. My phone number is this. This is my email. This is my tag number. So everything you do from now on will be in relation to your tag number. So even if you forget anything now, don't forget your tag number. All right? Your name, you can just put your tag number, your name, and your email address, just to make sure. And when you're writing it, please make sure you look at it again. We have seen things like say augusta@gmail.com, C-O-N instead of C-O-M. You know, we have seen Felix123 at Yahoo. Instead of Yahoo, it's Yahoo. Instead of that single O, you picked P on it, Yahoo.com. There's nothing like Yahoo. There's nothing like Gmail or Gmail instead of Gmail. So please take a second look. This is very critical. If your email is wrong, you will not receive your certificate, and writing back will cost you something. Definitely will cost you something. All right? That is item number 3. Item number 4 is that, of course, I've mentioned, you will not graduate unless your assignment, all your assignment and your projects are done to the satisfaction of your facilitators. I'm going to talk more on the remaining 2 tomorrow, but I'll just mention them. We create a platform where we allow students to share testimonial. What are your experience? What are the unique things? What are your unique experience? Okay, usually Dsap Christian Center publishes our student testimonials on our social media platforms, across all our social media platforms. Okay, and I tell people, I give you small expo. You might not be a member of Dsap. You know the followership of Dsap. So I hope you understand what I mean. If Dsap is publishing, whether your video, there are 2 types you can give, 2 types of testimonial. It's either video testimonial or text testimonial. Text is the one that you typed. Video is the one that you recorded, but any video that is more than 1 minute, it will be disqualified. At best, we say use 59 seconds. Your video must not be more than 59 seconds, okay, to be safe. Finally, there is, we'll also give you a link where you fill a form, you put your name, your tag number, your skill, and then you will put your most recent photograph. We might likely be doing that towards the weekend. All right, we'll likely be doing that. We're trying to manage information so that you don't have information overload and get confused. So what is important today is your evaluation. Finish that evaluation so that we can do away with them. Tomorrow we'll focus on your testimonials and focus on photo montage. The photo montage is where the photograph of every graduating student is collected in a video show. Okay, on the graduation day, you will see it. If you don't see your face there, it's likely that if you graduated, you know, tomorrow they will say, which year did you graduate? You will tell them, go and check our photo montage. You will see my face there. Okay, so we will share that more tomorrow by God's grace. But just between now and tomorrow, go and get your best photograph. Go and get it. How do you want to be seen tomorrow? Patrick just told us that everything is communication. How will you communicate to the world tomorrow? You're going into business. If you like, and go and get that old black and white photo and send. We will send it. We will publish it. That's what you want the world to see. But if I were you, go and do your best dressing and take a short picture. Okay, it's going to post a portrait. I am sure by tomorrow we'll get from our team, our video editing team, the exact size, all right, so that you can get all these ones ready. I think I need to stop here so that we don't encroach so much more into your class time. Thank you so very much. If you have any question, please, you can drop it, quickly drop it, and then we will get back to you later on. Thank you so much, and God bless. See you in class. Okay, somebody's asking, please, the tag number is the same thing as your serial number. It's your, you know, when that is usually the first column to your left, extreme left. Okay, that is the first. Please, we will explain more of that as we discuss. Thank you, and God bless.